power behind it.
Bruno, what do we know about his opponent? There goes another clothesline.
Well, in all honesty, I can't say that I know that much about David Meltzer. I know this, that obviously he's not a veteran. He may have only a few years experience, but unfortunately, when you put a man like...
Welcome to another episode of Newsstand versus Newsletter. I am your host, the future Hall of Famer, Scotty B. For my co-host in here, Mr. Andrew, no last name needed. But if you're on our Facebook group, you do know his last name because he's the Royal Rumble pool man. He's the guy that's taking all the money for the Rumble. Not rigging it, by the way, because he'll probably get number 6. And who the fuck wins for number 6? Has anyone won for number 6 in the Rumble?
I don't know. There was a thing that came out a couple years ago, like all the numbers that have, like, if somebody's won from that number, what number it was. Yeah. And, like, there's quite a few numbers that haven't had victories. And I find most of them are in the teens, like, especially the early teens.
You're kind of, if you go between 10 and 20, you're fucked. You're not winning shit.
Yeah, because they either want, like, the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Or they want, like, the surprise entrant that comes out late.
But I think 18, didn't 18 win a couple years back? I'm pretty sure.
13 won for the first time a couple years ago. I think it was Seth Rollins.
Yucky. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna jump into it. We're going to go to 2001. Not a bad year. I'll tell you what I'm doing at that year. Second year living on my own. Not having a clue how to do it yet. I am a fucking mess. Like it is, it's ridiculous. I'm living. I remember I had a place with 2 other dudes. One of the guys worked. We had side jobs. Let's leave it at that. And I remember we ate Domino's nonstop. That's all we had in our apartment was Domino's, and it was just fucked up. It was like kids in their early 20s, not caring at all. Just I need a place to sleep. That's basically what it was. Is there a place to sleep? Yeah, sure. Right on. I seen some crazy shit living there. And then I'll tell you, and I thought it'd be interesting because, I mean, 2001 has one of the biggest events of all time, 9/11. So I'll tell you where I was, and then we'll jump into you. So I was living in Prince Edward Island, which is a province in Canada, which I think a lot of people know where that's at in the States. Great place in the summer to live, not in the winter. I had just moved there. Oh, the winter's brutal. Winters are brutal there. I had just moved there a week before. And my girlfriend at the time, her parents owned a motel. So we stayed in the motel. It was like our apartment, which was really cool because we didn't pay any rent. And it was the only apartment second apartment I had that had 2 bathrooms. Because we'd have two hotel rooms were our apartment. So the first one would be our living room, had a kitchenette. The second one was our bedroom, and both rooms had bathrooms. So anyway, long story short, I'm laying in bed.
Too late for that.
You stop that, you son of a bitch. So I'm laying in bed, and my girlfriend's mother knocks on the door and says, "Oh, your last paycheck came from your job." I'm not going to mention the name of the company. And by the way, the Americans are being bombed. And I was like, "What?" And I remember turning the TV on, just being flabbergasted by the whole thing. And that was the next week. I remember I came to visit you that following week, and I remember that's all it was on TV. There was no football. So let's jump into Mr. Andrew, what he was doing in 2001. You were just coming off a pretty eventful 2000, were you not?
Yeah. 2001, I left my wife. I also experienced 9/11, but I was at home living on Duke Street, and I remember watching Regis and Kelly. And I think it was Regis and Kelly at that point. Kathy Lee was gone, or what was the deal there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it was Regis and Kelly. I'm pretty sure. I didn't watch them. I'm pretty sure it was them.
Yeah, and they were talking, and then all of a sudden it breaks to breaking news. A plane had hit the World Trade Center, and then it came back to Regis and Kelly, and they're talking, and then like on the up here,
on the other one,
they're showing the smoke coming out from the building, and they're saying how it's probably an accident. I hope nobody's hurt, blah, blah, blah. And then as they're talking, I see the other plane just hit.
Oh, that's so crazy.
And they said, "Oh, that wasn't an accident." And they're cut, and it was just news for days.
Oh, for a week? Easily. Week 2 is nothing. You couldn't watch anything. It changed the world. So 2001, I remember because I was hanging out with you in 2001. You were living on Duke. You had a very beautiful apartment.
Yeah, I lived on Duke for a bit, and then I moved to, I want to say, was it Princess or Orange?
I don't know. You moved around pretty frequently in that time frame. You moved around pretty frequently.
I did.
That apartment you had on Duke, it was...
Well, it was all very sudden. I was working with a girl, and she said that she and her friend Amanda, her name was also Amanda, were looking for a roommate. And I said, well, I'm also looking for a roommate because I was living in my parents' place after I left my wife, staying in a camper trailer in the backyard. And
you're like a fucking pet. You're like a pet that's put in the backyard.
I lasted there 2 weeks. Like most of the time, I was out and about. I was 21. First time single in a while, and I was sowing my wild seeds. But that apartment was a place to live. And the news I wanted to tell you about, nothing to do with 2001. But there's a wrestling promotion here based out of Vancouver called NEW, Nation Extreme Wrestling, I believe is what it stands for. And they recently had a Twitter contest. How many matches have there been in NEW so far in the 3 shows that they've done? This will be the 4th one. And if anybody can guess and gets it right, out of those people will draw, and they'll win tickets to see a wrestling show this upcoming Thursday. And your boy won it, and I don't even know if I'm going to go because I'm so nervous with COVID.
You don't leave the house. You're paranoid as fuck. I think when I called you for the pre-production. Are you home? What kind of fucking question is that? Did the sun come today?
I do go. I go to Tim Hortons. I go to the food place. I go to. But I mean, I'm leaving my house. It's just this type of thing I haven't done since COVID hit. The last time I was around people was the wrestling show on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you check it out. We have one here too. I think we have a wrestling promotion. I think out of Moncton. Do we not?
Yeah. I was showing you about that. I don't remember the initials or anything about it.
So 2001 pro wrestling. We're gonna jump into the sports here, and we'll get into the pro wrestling. But we'll start talking about pro wrestling real quick. Crazy year. I mean, like WCW goes under, ECW goes under. I remember seeing Heyman on Raw, be like, "Well, there, ECW's gone." Like once I seen Heyman, it was over.
But it was a merciful death because who was watching either of those promotions in 01 or even 2000? I guess ECW a little bit in 2000, but man. This wasn't like 97 or 98 them closing down. It was a mercy killing. Like, you put the bullet in the horse's head.
I'll tell you something crazy about ECW or WCW. At the time, I didn't have the internet. And people look at that and go, like, if younger people are watching, they go, what the fuck? Like, 2001, not everybody had the internet. There was times you can go months with the internet. Yep. And I didn't have it. I wasn't in touch with anything. So I remember finding out WCW went out of business by Raw. I put Raw on, and it was like, oh my god, like Vince owns WCW. I didn't know.
I was so completely disinterested in the modern product that I don't even think I watched Raw that week, or if I knew about them buying WCW, I was just like, oh yeah, I'll weld it, like oh well. And I was mostly interested in my tapes.
The observer of that observer episode is actually. Do you remember he did the Radio Observer Live on Yada? What was it called? Yada?
Yada, yeah, I remember that.
Yada. That's on YouTube. The night that WCW gets, it's on YouTube. The last Nitro, and they have like Mania 17. We'll get into all that. We're gonna hop into the sports real quick. So we like to do that. So in the NFL, the number 1 pick overall in the draft, April 21st in New York's theaters, Madison Square Garden, was Michael Vick. Creep bastard. I have a soft spot for animals, so he can go fuck himself. Best record in the NFL that year.
Was it Baltimore?
It was St. Louis at 14-2. Worst record.
Was it the Jets?
Carolina at 1-15.
Oh.
I gotta think Carolina's had a couple years like that where they've gone like really, really, really bad, but they never stay down long. They usually bounce back.
They're not like in Detroit where they have like decades of futility.
I know. Patriots beat the Rams in the Super Bowl 20-17. I remember that. They were a 14-point underdog in that game.
Oh, really?
I remember watching that game being blown away. Kurt Warner won MVP. Dick Duran won Coach of the Year for Chicago. Marshall Faulk won Offensive Player of the Year. Michael Strahan got Defensive Player of the Year. Anthony Thomas was the Rookie of the Year. Never heard of him. Kendall Bell was the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year, Garrison Hurst for San Francisco. Man of the Year, Jerome Bennis. Jerome Bennis.
The boss.
And Tom Brady wins Super Bowl MVP.
And he's still playing.
Oh, it fucking disgusts me.
It's amazing.
Christ. It's creepy. It's creepy.
Like he's drinking the blood of orphans to stay alive.
Yeah, something weird like that. MLB best record. I want you to guess this one.
Yankees.
What are you smoking a cigarette?
It's marijuana.
What? There's some people that it's not legal in their state.
Well, I don't give a fuck about those people. Stop living in shitty countries.
True. Seattle won it. Best record: 116 wins and 46 losses. That's a record. Most wins in the season.
Oh wow!
And they lost an additional.
So I was about to say, what do they have to show for it?
Worst records with an S. There's worse records in baseball, which I find kind of crazy because it's like it's a lot of games played. Go ahead.
I'm gonna guess Cincinnati and Florida.
Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. 62 wins, 100 losses.
Man, that was close.
No, you weren't. Not at all.
But Cincinnati and Pittsburgh are in the Central Division, and Tampa and Florida are both in Florida.
Yeah, well, I guess you can say you're close. Diamondbacks beat the Yankees 4-3. I remember that one. And you know what? They wanted the Yankees to win that World Series due to the whole New York thing, but it didn't happen. Rookie of the Year, Albert Pujols from your St. Louis Cardinals. Suzuki from Seattle.
Still playing.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's going to retire now. I think he's done now.
Oh, did he announce it officially? I thought he was.
Oh, I think he's going to probably. Cy Young, Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens from New York, Manager of the Year, Larry Bowa for Philly, Lou Piniella for Seattle, and Most Valuable Player, Barry Bonds for the National League, and Suzuki, I can't pronounce his first name, but the guy from Seattle. NBA, worst record and best record. Best record and worst record.
I'm going to say for best record, Lakers, and for worst record, I'm just going to throw out a guess for the Bulls.
Best record, the Spurs, 58-24. Worst record, the Bulls, 15-67. And Lakers beat the 76ers 4-1 in the finals. I'll get to the MVP in a second, but I want to tell you something with that. You know what happened the day of 9/11? What was going to happen that day? Before it happened, Michael Jordan said announced he's coming to retirement. But the thing is, I wonder if the Bulls fans are thinking, "Oh, he's coming back to play for us." He never did. He went back. He went and played for Washington, which is amusing.
Now, when did they change their name from the Bullets to the Wizards?
I want to think it was like early 90s.
Oh, what? No, it was in the 2000s. I'm pretty sure.
Let me take a peeky poo. Hold on here.
Because
how about you look it up? Because I can't. Because I have all the stuff set up.
Sure,
look it up real quick there.
Yeah.
Because I want to think it's like 96, 97.
Oh, really? I thought it was later than that because I thought that they became the Wizards because of the
Wizards is kind of racist. It's kind of racist too, to be honest. Let's
be
real about it. Either one's not good. Hey, did you try to search it?
I'm looking right now.
You're like an old man trying to play at the internet. I don't know how to use this stuff.
Oh, you were right. Yeah, they became the Wizards in 97.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
I thought it was 2000s for some reason.
No, I don't remember because I wasn't a basketball fan at that point. Mm-hmm. But yeah. All right, so go ahead.
Oh, I was just. I thought it was because of the shooter in Washington. I thought that was in the 2000s. The sniper, yeah.
Yeah, that was in the 2000s. That's fucking terrifying. Most valuable player, Allen Iverson. Mike Miller is Rookie of the Year. The Mutombo for the Sixers was Defensive Player of the Year. And your Atlanta Hawks. He played for both teams. Let's go trade it. Sixth Man of the Year, Aaron McKee for Philadelphia. Tracy McGrady was the Most Improved Player of the Year. Coach of the Year, Larry Brown for the Sixers. And Sports of the Year, David Robinson for the Spurs. Last but not least, the NHL. Best record or worst record?
I'm going to say Colorado for best record, and worst, I'm going to go Florida.
You're right for the best. 52-16-10 for Colorado. Worst record was the Islanders, 21-1-7. Yeah. And Devils beat Colorado in the finals, 4-3. I'll tell you a story about that. I remember that very well. That was a Saturday night because we had a gathering at my lady friend's house. We drank alcoholic beverages and watched that game. And that's, back then, Colorado and Jersey, that was the big one. That was the big rivalry. You know what I mean? I thought it was
Colorado and Detroit.
Yeah, but I mean for the Cup.
Oh,
They were in the Western Final. That was like your best Cup matchup would have been right there. Like Game 7 was fucking great. All right. So we're going to let you do in memoriam.
Sure.
And then we'll jump into the awards after that.
Here are the wrestling personalities who we lost in the year 2001. Gentleman Chris Adams, Bill Berger, Rick Bolton, Riser Bowden, Bad Business Brown, Dennis Coraluzzo, Johnny Duggan, Phantomus, Gurlita Flores, Ace Freeman, Terry Gordy, Helen Hart, Kung Fu, Benny McGuire, Tex McKenzie, Leo Newman, Alex Perez, Rito Romero, Rhonda Singh, also known as Bertha Faye, Ozzie Timmons, Johnny Valentine, Rolando Vero, Dave Vicious, Viano One, Van Wallace, and Jack Wilson.
Yeah, that's a long list. That's a very long fucking list, man. Jesus Christ. A lot of people died that year. Terry Gordy, I think, would be the biggest one. Would you not agree?
Career-wise, I'd say Johnny Valentine, probably.
Well, yeah, but okay, fair enough. All right, we're going to jump into it. We're going to go Rookie of the Year. We're going to start right away. We're going to let you start first. I'm going to guess for you, Amazing Red. I can't see it. Is it Orton?
It absolutely is,
gross.
Mr. Randy Orton.
Get him out of here.
Rookie of the Year. And I don't know if you knew about this. At the time that we're taping, ladies and gentlemen, Randy Orton just passed the record for most matches on Monday Night Raw shortly after he just passed Kane for the most pay-per-view matches in the history of the WWE.
Who cares about that? I know I fucking don't.
Hey, he is a legend among legends. The legend killer is now the legend. RKO.
Move on to your runner-ups.
If my brother's watching, I just want to do him a tip of the hat. That's my brother's all-time favorite wrestler. I think he has shit taste, but you know everybody's different.
Hey, I have friends who like Nickelback. It's okay. It's okay.
Randy Orton wins it with 20,769 votes. First runner-up, a guy by the name of Brock Lesnar with 18,422 votes.
Fuck yeah, it was Lesnar's. I forgot that was his rookie year. Yeah,
Second runner-up, K Quick, also known as R-Truth, with 13,744 votes. And third runner-up, a guy by the name of Prototype with 12,636 votes.
He didn't really do much. He did too much with his career. Right?
A hell of a rookie class, you got to say. You know,
I will, except for Orton. Get Orton out of there. Fuck Orton. Get him out of there.
Honorable mentions totaling 13,990 votes include Shelton Benjamin, Lance Cade, Rico Constantino, Keenan Creed, Kazuyuki Fujita, Jason Rumble, Victoria, and Ron Waterman.
I'm going to tell you right now, brother. I have no fucking idea how to pronounce the guy I have. I don't know who the guy is.
I want to guess.
You're going to guess, but I kind of gave it away, but it doesn't matter. If you guess how to pronounce his name, I'll send you 10 more bucks with the money I owe you.
Is it Kazuki Fujita?
No, it's not that. It's Al Hambrana Sin Nabroa.
Oh.
I don't have a fucking clue. That's what I found on Google. I don't know who the fuck this person is. I'm guessing he's from Mexico. Don't know who he is.
2001 is an historic.
And I know 2001. I know 2001. I don't know who the hell he is.
I know. I'm saying, like, observer readers. I mean, say what you will about Randy Orton. But if you don't go with Orton, you got Brock, you got Cena.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous. Okay,
so
here we go.
Pretty good too.
Here we go. Here's the rest of the class. Orton's up there. BJ Penn was second. He doesn't count because he's not a pro wrestler. Brock Lesnar, Prototype, Red, Kazuki Minota, Don Caras Jr., which is Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio,
yeah. He's doing a little bit of time these days.
No, he's out.
Oh, sweet Jesus. He'll be back in eventually.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He'll break my fucking windows now to kick my ass.
Yeah, he will.
Ron Waterman doesn't count because he's not a pro wrestler. So I'm going to go with Orton.
Yes, he was. Waterman wrestled.
Okay, well, fair enough. But anyway, I'll go with Orton because I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I don't have a clue. Not a clue in the world who that is. And I'm telling you, it's 01. I know my 01. Like, I'm watching an 01 a lot. But I don't know who that is. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Not a clue in the world. So that's that.
I remember trading tapes and getting OVW tapes because there was that was the scuttlebutt. That's what people were talking about in the message boards because they were like, you got to take a look at these classes. I mean, these guys are they're green, but this is like wrestling in 20 years from now. Like, people
they were right. They were right. Yeah. So next one is going to be most improved. I'll go first. I want you to guess my most improved.
01. I'm going to say, honestly, is it Edge? Oh.
Cage Muda. The reason why, and I remember this, because he had a fucking killer 01 year.
Yeah, he did.
That was the year that he was just killing it. And Muda was really good, but I think Muda fell off in the late 90s a lot.
He did, but improved implies like this is when Observer needs a comeback wrestler of the year category because improved implies that before this he wasn't as good as this. And
he wasn't really as good as this. This was his best year.
But earlier on he was better. I think you could say that 89 Muda is better than 01 Mudo. Some people may argue that. I disagree. I think when his physical prime, he was fast. He was
Well, it was totally different style when it was Cage Muda with Omar. So Van Dam was second. Kurt Angle, Test, Chris Jericho, Black Tiger, Rhino, Booker T, American Dragon, Brian Danielson, which is pretty funny. Prototype, Mike Bautista, Steve Austin, Christian, Black Warrior, Hurricane Helms. Yeah. So your most improved is going to be. I'll pick Edge because you said Edge. I don't know who the fuck most improved would have been.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, that was a flicker, buddy. I just fucking picked it because he said it.
Yeah.
So
Edge wins it with 23,170 votes. First runner-up is Test with 19,220 votes. Second runner-up, The Hurricane with 11,122 votes. Third runner-up is Kurt Angle with 7,557 votes. As you can see, this is going to be very WWE heavy.
Well, that's all they have. That's all.
WWF at the time. Honorable mentions totaling 19,618 votes included Albert, Bradshaw, Charlie and Russ Haas, Shane McMahon, William Regal, Rhino, Trish Stratus, and Tajiri.
Okay, I'm going to go with. I will go with Mood on that one. Just because he had a way better year than Edge. Edge had a good year, but not like a Muda year. Muda's year was ridiculous.
Yeah, I just don't know about being improved. I just think that it doesn't sum up what happened there with Mudo sufficiently for my money.
Fair enough. But anyway, that's fine. Everyone can have their own opinion. All right, so let's go into Feud of the Year. We're going to jump right into that one, 2001. I'm going to guess they picked WF versus the Alliance.
No, it's actually specifically Vince against Shane McMahon.
No.
Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon wins it with 30,507 votes.
I mean, the Mania 17 match was funny. I'll give him that. That was not bad.
It was a good match between two non-wrestlers.
Yeah. But
like right up there with I really like Heyman and Cornette from Bash 89, and Beulah McGillicuddy against Bill Alfonso in ECW have a good match, and Vince and Shane's right up there. First runner up is Booker T versus The Rock with 17,710 votes. Second runner up is Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle with 15,366 votes. And third runner-up is Edge versus Christian with 10,634 votes. Honorable mentions totaling 6,663 votes included Kurt Angle versus Booker T, Steve Austin versus Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho, Steve Austin versus The Rock, Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys, Chris Jericho versus William Regal, Chris Jericho versus The Rock, and Dallas Page versus The Undertaker. There was nothing but WWF.
Yeah, that's a lot. Listed. I lost track of it midway through there. So my Feud of the Year, I want you to guess it. Obviously, I almost gave it away.
Is it the Alliance versus WWF?
Oh God, no! It actually is not. Number one isn't the feud of the years. It's not pro wrestling. It's UFC. So we're not going to guess number one because I don't do that. Old Infernalists versus New Infernalists. I'll just put it up here. Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, that was number one. That was number two. But again, I don't count UFC.
What was the actual number one, Mr. Full of Shit?
Sakabera versus Vanderlei Silva.
But that's the winner. That's the winner. That's what the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
It's not pro wrestling. I don't
just because you don't recognize it doesn't mean it's not bullshit. The true winner.
Anyway,
just because you say I don't think that's the winner doesn't necessarily mean that.
But I want to cover wrestling. I don't want to cover UFC. I don't care about UFC.
That's what the Wrestling Observer newsletter readers voted for Feud of the Year.
Idiotic. The Rock versus Chris Jericho was number 2. Austin and Angle was 3. Rock and Austin was 4. All Japan versus New Japan was 5. Benoit and Angle was 6. Triple H and Steve Austin was 7. Crazy Max, Torimon, and M2K was 8. And Alamio Charles Jr. versus Shocker was 9. I picked 9. I'm not counting UFC as pro wrestling. It's not pro wrestling. Sorry. It doesn't count as pro wrestling.
But it doesn't matter if you think that it counts or not. That's who the Wrestling Observer newsletter readers voted for Feud of the Year. And what you're pretty much saying there is my opinion matters more than how many people voted for.
Yes, it does.
Oh my
it does.
God.
One of the greatest of all time.
The audacity.
The future. What is my name?
Future Hall of Famer Scotty B thinks
you.
he knows more than Wrestling Observer newsletter voters.
I know, and I'll tell you, man, they know lots of stuff. Yeah, the voters.
Not just readers, but people who actually take the time to not just have a podcast of talking about the Wrestling Observer newsletter, but to vote in their polls, to vote in their year-end awards.
To not have sex with someone who's not a family member for weeks at a time.
To maybe even be Hall of Fame voters.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, look at that. I've seen the list for the Hall of Fame this year. I can't believe Seth Rollins on that ballot. It's so fucking stupid.
You know, I was going to actually ask you, this is a little inside baseball, ladies and gentlemen, but before we decided on the halftime show, I was going to read to you all of the nominees, and I wanted to see who you would vote for in the Wrestling Observer.
We'll do that the next one. We'll do that the next one. Okay, so that is my Feud of the Year. And now we're going to jump into what's the next category is Inspirational Wrestler, a.k.a. Most Disgusting Promotional Tactic on Me. So I want you to guess my most disgusting promotional tactic of 2001. And there's a lot to pick from, brother.
Was XPW in business in 2001?
I think they were. I'm pretty sure.
Their existence is my prediction. Like them existing.
That's your prediction?
Yeah.
No, it's not, brother. It's that little fucking idiot right there. comparing the federal government going after her greaseball father as the same as 9/11 terrorist attacks.
It is. If you think about it.
Let me say
something. How many times has Team USA decided to bomb other countries, and now they get a little taste of their own. They get a little taste of their own medicine. They get, their feathers are all ruffled. Like, how dare this happen to us? We're the ones that are supposed to be bombing countries.
I don't want to be part of this.
I do, man. Fuck them.
No,
fuck them all.
I'll say this: that little fucking idiot. That just shows McMahon mentality. Like they are they're so delusional. They think that we're better than everybody. We can say crazy shit like this, and it's the same.
Vince. Oh well, it's a rich daughter.
It's the same, Vince.
Like she's young and she doesn't have any idea how life is because she's been just coddled and given everything she needs to succeed, and thinks that she can discuss anything really. Like, I don't want her opinion on anything unless I'm looking for shoes.
I'll tell you this. So the rest of the list is the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club is 2. The Boston Invasion Angles 3. Final Nitro going off the air without saying goodbye or thank you. Which, I guess.
That's not disgusting, though.
It's kind of douchey. Trish Stratus barking like a dog. Yeah, that was kind of bad. McMahon's using the 9/11 tragedy to get themselves over. Yeah, because they're pieces of shit. Vince McMahon making it with Trish Stratus on TV. Which, he was like, oh, come on, it's good TV. This is good TV. Come on, it's good TV. You fucking weirdo.
You know what they would always say? Is that this wasn't Vince's idea. This was the writer's idea. And the writers realized, okay, if I write this, Vince will love this shit. This is good shit, pal.
Oh,
and
number 8, Stephanie is the ECW owner. Number 9, endless push of Shane and Stephanie. And number 10, I don't remember this, cutting Flair and Sting off on the final Nitro. I don't remember that.
Oh.
But anyway, so that's that. Inspirational wrestler, Mr. Kurt Angle. That's what I'm picking for that.
That's a goddamn good guess, my friend.
Well, yeah, it's 9/11 time, baby. That's why it's Kurt Angle.
Mr. America. Kurt Angle wins it with 18,539 votes. First runner-up is Chris Jericho with 16,982 votes. Second runner-up is Shane McMahon with 13,101 votes. Third runner-up is Spike Dudley with 9,591 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 31,116 votes. That's a lot of votes for honorable mentions. Yeah. They include Chris Benoit, Chyna, Tommy Dreamer, Lita, Mighty Molly, Keiji Muto, Osamu Nishimura, The Rock, Scott Steiner, and Tajiri. So this is the first time. Oh, sorry, Rookie of the Year, there was a non-WWE guy, but it's mostly WWF.
Yeah, okay. So that's that. And that's Angle. I think it's because he won the title after 9/11. They pushed the shit out of that tragedy. That's just how they fucking rolled. Fucking idiots. The next one is going to be Go ahead. Sorry,
I was going to say, they don't have a history of U.S. Middle Eastern tensions being used for their angles before. So, I mean, this is a new thing.
They didn't do anything in 91. Fucking idiots. No. So, next one. Most popular wrestler, and that'll be reader's favorite wrestler for myself. Most popular for you, Mr. Kurt Angle, once again. I'm calling it.
Actually, Mr. Rob Van Dam.
Mr. Spot Boy.
RVD wins it with 24,678 votes. First runner-up is The Rock with 22,309 votes. Second runner-up is Chris Jericho with 13,113 votes. Third runner-up is Kurt Angle with 7,223 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 14,749 votes included Steve Austin, Chris Benoit, Hector Garza, Jeff Hardy, Kane, Lita, Tajiri, and The Undertaker.
Fun. Okay. My reader's favorite wrestler. I want you to guess who it is.
Is it Benoit?
Hold on here.
Oh.
Muda. Yeah. They love Muda in 2001, which I'll give them that. I remember, CH, I'm not going to mention his full name, he was drooling all over Muda that year. He was loving that shit.
Shiny Lizard.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Muda. Then number 2 was Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, Rob Van Dam, Sema, Kawada. Was you don't hear a lot about All Japan or New Japan at all in this. Don't worry, New Japan will probably win TV show of the year. Nagata is 10, William Regal, and Ric Flair. All right. So last one before we hit the halftime show, which I'm really interested about this halftime show. I'm interested to see what you come up with here. Is 1 second here. Where's my format? For you, it's going to be comeback wrestler of the year, and for me, it's best flying wrestler. So I want you to guess who my best flying wrestler is.
Is it Dragon Kid?
It damn well is. There he is. Dragon Kid wins that one. We're going to jump back into the main. Dragon Kid's number 1. Van Dam 2. Ricky Marvin is 3. Seamless 4. Jeff Hardy, Hayabusa, Black Tiger, Red, which is crazy. Red's pretty low down there. Tiger Mask. So there's a whole bunch of people.
It's also exposure. I mean, at this point, Red is just an indie guy. I shouldn't say just, but he's worked in indies, so
yeah. So that's that for you. Comeback wrestler of the year. I'm gonna go with Stone Cold. Van Dam. Okay, fuck it then. Never mind.
Rob Van Dam wins comeback of the year with 27,649 votes. First runner-up is Steve Austin with 19,613 votes. Second runner-up is Booker T with 14,212 votes. Third runner-up is Scott Hall with 9,882
What? He only wrestled one match.
votes. I'll read you the description it has here for Scott Hall.
You say it's sober for a week?
Scott Hall's personal problems have been well documented. Unable to find work in either WCW or the WWF and unwilling to retire, Hall started over in New Japan. The trips to the Orient have done him a world of good. Hall looks better than he has in years, and rumors are flying that the Outsiders might just reform in the WWF in the near future. There are a lot of people who would like to see that happen.
And I wasn't one of them.
Honorable mentions totaling 11,332 votes included The Big Show, Kai and Tai, Keiji Muto, Dallas Page, The Rock, Perry Saturn, and Scotty Too Hotty.
Thank you. Oh, that was talking to me. Okay, super. Okay, so now we're gonna hit the halftime show. I'm gonna talk about the halftime show, and the Aaron's gonna hop in and do it. This is the deal with the halftime show. We're gonna do what everybody's done. We're gonna rebook the invasion angle. This is the catch. He cannot use guys that were not under contract. It has to be guys who are under contract. And before he gets into it, I'm just saying that because it's cheap as shit. Oh yeah, you can get all these guys, but no. You have to use who's under contract. That's how this goes. Aaron's gonna do it. Let's hear it.
Sure. The way I would book the invasion angle that I think could work with the parameters that I've been given, I think that you have a crew, the WCW crew that at the time were there and did work in the WWF. Same type of thing happens. They invade. However, there are four main guys from the WCW invasion that are just placed a tier above the Mark Jindrak's, the Mike Awesomes, like that. And here's who I would center the initial wave of the invaders would be Diamond Dallas Page, Booker T, Lance Storm, and Chris Kanyon. And I think if you have those as your four main guys to go against Taker, Kane, Austin,
The Rock, Angle.
Rock is gone.
Okay, true. Angle.
Yeah. And this is from April until July.
Okay.
And that's where you're going. And then in July, you get your first defection from the WWF. But it's not Austin because although he was a WCW guy, it had been so long ago that it didn't make sense. And plus he had most of his success in the WWF. So I think you center it around Chris Jericho.
Makes sense.
And then the next level down, the next person who comes aboard is Perry Saturn, because I think that would do wonders for what he was doing. But he's not at the Jericho, Storm, DDP, Kanyon, and Booker T level, but he's also there. He's like the Michael Wall Street or Ray Traylor that joins NWO. And I think with that from July till November, and then who comes in November but Nate.
Yeah.
And I think then you have a strong, I'm going to say it. I believe Flair's better on the stick than Jericho. And
yeah, it depends. Jericho got a little shitty once he hit WWE. He was great in WCW, but WWE got just plain and boring. So
yeah, but I mean, even if you're going to argue that, that's 2 years tops.
Yep.
And Flair has a history of just being able to just work it on the mic and being able to just. Yeah. And I think if you have him as the voice, but also Jericho and Page and Storm and Booker and all that, and then in January you can build to the NWO joining them.
Yeah. With
Hogan, Hall, and Nash. And then it becomes a real battle between WWF and WCW. And we're trading wins.
Yeah, well, yeah. And that's what happens in a booking. Not in real life, because you know how WWE works. Like, fuck that. We're not giving them any wins. But go ahead.
And I think you can go do this until shortly after Mania 19, when you finally get Goldberg and you build toward Goldberg and Brock at SummerSlam 03, and you have Brock go over. And then and that's the end of the invasion.
That's good. That thing is long. It's a very long process.
Well, in order to get to Goldberg, I have to like stretch it, you know. So I thought that if you just have some turns in order to keep it fresh, so it doesn't stay stale.
Which you couldn't think. Let's don't forget, this is the same company who had the Summer of Punk and switched it in 3 weeks. Remember Punk had the title? They're like, bring it back.
And honestly, I didn't even mention this during my whole proposal for the Invasion angle, but I could see an ECW group being like a Ravens flock with regards to they're not on either side. They have their own self-contained angles, and they rarely ever mix with the main players. And I think that could work as well.
Well, it sounds much better than the other Invasion angle. I'll tell you that right now. It's just fucking fly to shit my face. All right. So that was the halftime show with Anders. I want people's suggestions in the comments. Put a comment in there what you think. I think it's a decent one. If you want to go dig deeper in the comments, go ahead, write us a book. We're down for that. So the next award, which we're going to get right into right now, is going to be, where's my format? The Tag Team of the Year. So you were up first. I'm going to guess for you, Edge and Christian.
So quality guess, but it is actually
oh, sweet G, get that out of here.
The Dudleys, Team 3D, brother.
I don't give a fuck.
The Dudley Boys win it with 26,112 votes. First runner-up is Kane and The Undertaker with 23,118 votes. Sorry, the Brothers of Destruction. Second runner-up is the Hardy Boys with 18,754 votes. Third runner-up is the Acolytes with 12,886 votes. Honorable mentions totaling 5,668 votes included Mike Awesome and Lance Storm, Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho, Charlie and Russ Haas, the Disciples of Sin, the New Heavenly Bodies, Crash and Hardcore Holly, Satoshi Kojima and Hiroshi Tenzan, and Sean O'Hare and Chuck Palumbo. So Edge and Christian didn't even get a vote.
Crazy talk. Okay, who's mine?
Because they broke up at the end of the year. Is it Ten Koji?
Yeah, it is. Yes, that's who it is. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up here. No, that's not my guys here.
That's right. There you go.
There we go. Got it right there. So let's just so they win it. God damn, this fly is like literally fucking following me around. Ultimo Guerrero and Ray Bucanero finished second. Jadu and Gadu finished third. The Dudleys, Kajimoto and Kia finished fifth. Matt and Jeff Hardy, Edge and Christian, Chris Benoit and Jericho, Takayama and Amori. And that's that. Vader and Too Cold Scorpio. That's a different one. Must have been All Japan with them guys.
Noah.
Oh, okay. Noah. All right. So that is that one. Let's hop in. Oh, Tag Team of the Year. Yeah, who do I pick? I'm going to go with Tenzon, and because I know how fucking bad the Dudleys suck. I can't pick the Dudleys. I can't pick them fucking bums. They're awful. The next
wait. If I may. What if the Dudleys won PWI and the Brothers of Destruction won Wrestling Observer? Who would you choose there?
I picked the Dudleys.
Yeah. So it could be worse.
The next one is Most Hated Wrestler. That comes to me. You know how I'm doing that one? Reader's least favorite wrestler. So most probably I'm doing Reader's favorite. Most hated, I'm doing Reader's least favorite. It's close enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most hated. I'm going to go with Vince McMahon.
It's Steve Austin.
Oh, yeah. He's turned heel for like 4 months.
Yeah, Steve. Well, he turned heel and then he turned heel again. Remember, because he turned heel at the end of Mania, and then he also turned against WWF to join the Alliance. But
it's fucking bullshit.
So Steve Austin wins it with 32,017 votes. First runner-up is Booker T with 16,731 votes. Second runner-up is Kurt Angle with 14,366 votes. Third runner-up is Shane McMahon with 8,771 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 9,881.
Wait, this is most hated? Shane was a heel? I thought Shane was a face.
No, it's 2001, so I'm sure
Yeah,
both.
okay. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, he turned heel in the summer. What am I talking about? He turned heel in the summer. Okay, keep going.
They included Albert, Buff Bagwell, The Big Show, Kenny Boland, Christian, the Dudley Boys, Triple H, Dallas Page, William Regal, and X-Pac.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Reader's least favorite wrestler. I want you to guess who it is.
Is it Big Show? Oh, Taker. Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, they did not like Taker in 2001.
They were right.
Number 2, Buff Bagwell. Number 3, Kevin Nash. Number 4, Billy Gunn. Number 5, China. Number 6, Shane McMahon. 7, Triple H. 8, The Rock. 9 and 9. So they're tied at 9. DDP and The Big Show are both tied at 9. So that's that. All right. We're just putting along. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
I wasn't going to say anything.
So the next award is going to be Woman of the Year. And for Andrew, and for me, that's best non-wrestling personality. So pick my best non-wrestling personality.
Is it Heyman?
It is Paul Heyman. Yeah. Paul Heyman wins it. Let's get back in here. He wins it. The second one is Vince. Third is Flair. Regal's 5. Foley's 6. Kenny Boland, Stacy Keibler, Jim Cornette. It's a surprise that Jim Cornette didn't win it because he fucking wins everything in this goddamn thing.
That's true. Also, I don't like Flair being nominated in this category because he had a match against Sting at the last Nitro in 2001.
Well, so. Yeah, whatever. They nominate fucking shooters for feuds and stuff. So who cares? Antonio Inoki, Shane McMahon, honorable mention Stephanie, Tori Wilson, Trish Stratus. And for you, what was the Woman of the Year? I'm going to go with Trish Stratus.
It is Lita.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Lita wins it with 23,507 votes. First runner-up is Stephanie McMahon Helmsley with 20,656 votes. You know, I'd like it if they still called her that. Do they still call her Stephanie McMahon Helmsley when she's on screen, or is it Stephanie
I don't
McMahon?
know. She's not even on TV anymore, is she?
Not in a while.
I
just think they call her Stephanie McMahon, don't they?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't remember what the Chiron says underneath her when she's on screen. If it's Stephanie McMahon or Stephanie McMahon Helmsley or
you know what it says? Change the fucking channel.
Yeah.
That's what it says. Change the fucking channel. Go ahead.
Second runner-up is Stacy Keibler with 18,892 votes. Third runner-up is Tori Wilson with 13. Sorry. Third runner-up is WWE Hall of Famer Tori Wilson with 13,175 votes. Honorable mentions totaling 7,445 included China, Dawn Marie, Deborah, Francine, Ivory, Jacqueline, Sarah, Trish Stratus. It just says Sarah, S-A-R-A. So if you're watching this,
yeah. Hey, I
know. And you know who this Sarah is that was one of the honorable mentions for Woman of the Year in PWI 2001. I'd like to know. Is it Sarah Del Rey? I mean,
I know who Sarah is. I mean, I don't think she's not wrestling, but maybe it was her. Also,
Trish Stratus, Terry Reynolds, and Victoria.
So this Sarah girl beat Trish Stratus.
Well, with the honorable mentions, they just do alphabetical order.
All right, that was fucked up. The next award after Andrew lights his marijuana cigarette. He's doing this right on the air, and he gets banned. Yeah. Stream we do not approve. I wonder if that stream had little things up in the top corner like it does every other time. Anyway, my next one is Editor's Award. Now for me, I've just put Card of the Year. That's mine. So for you, Editor's Award is going to go to Kurt Angle. No, wait. Fuck. No, give me a second. Not Gordy. Chris Adams. Gentleman Chris Adams.
Johnny Valentine.
Oh, I thought I had it. Okay. Because he died.
Card of the Year. Is it WrestleMania X7?
I'll tell you something with this card. I remember watching, and I was really not in touch to anything at all. I was watching much. I remember going to a friend's place and watching this, being with no expectations. And about halfway through, going, holy fuck, this is good. Like,
honestly, I think it's a better sequel to what had happened the previous year. Because if you remember, Royal Rumble 2000 is awesome. And I really like No Way Out 2000. And then WrestleMania 2000 was just total disaster.
All fucked up, all
garbage.
Yeah.
And you look at 2001, Royal Rumble 2001, great little show. No Way Out 2001, I love that show. I think that's a highly underrated card. And then a lot of people consider Mania X7 the best Mania of all time.
Yeah, that's a good argument. I know you're a big fan of Mania 4. You love that. You're always
I'm not a big 4 guy. No.
Yeah.
I like 1.
I'll tell you the runner-ups for this one. New Japan and Budokan Hall in June 6th. Sorry, July 6th. All Japan and Budokan Hall July 8th, which is funny, 2 days later. That's pretty crazy. No Way Out in Vegas, February 25th. New Japan Wrestling World 2001, so the Dome show from January. The Rumble in New Orleans, 7 Doesn't Count. Torimon from July 1st at Kobe Hall. New Japan, December 14th, 2000. And SummerSlam from San Jose.
What was number 7?
UFC High Voltage. It's not a wrestling. It's a best major wrestling card. The word wrestling's in there. That's not
UFC
wrestling.
is wrestling. It's wrestling.
No, it's shoot fighting. It's not wrestling.
Same thing.
It's completely different. It's not predetermined. Well, it could maybe.
They have a referee. They have cages. Ropes sometimes.
No.
Same
Fuck
thing.
them.
Commentators, fans.
Fuck them. Anyway, enough of the anger. Let's go into match of the year because you already know my match of the year, so just say it out loud. I'll show it because we already talked about it. My
KJ Muto.
Tenru. I watched half of it. Something popped up when I was watching it. Like I had to do something, so I kind of left it. And I was like, I'll watch it today. I didn't watch it today. It's good. I mean, Muta's kicking ass in 01. I know it's a good match. I've seen it before. Muta's pretty awesome in 01. Runner-ups, Benoit, Jericho against Triple H in Austin. And I think that was King of the Ring.
No, it was Raw. That was the one where Triple H tears his quad.
Oh, yeah. Manira Tanaka, Morohama from Tokyo, Triple H and Austin from No Way Out, Chris Jericho and Benoit from Rumble, Rock and Austin from the Mania, Kabashi and Akiyama from December 23rd, 2000, Austin and Benoit from Edmonton, May 29th. Was that a Raw?
I think that was the SmackDown. There was also a Raw in Calgary, and I'd seen the Raw one, but the SmackDown one, I suppose, well, from what I've heard, is supposed to be better. And it features Benoit giving Austin 10 straight Germans.
I'll say this. That was pretty fucking insane for Austin to be doing back then. They give it a lot of heat, but they did push Benoit. I mean, we know how it ends with Benoit. It's unfortunate. But they did push him. I mean, they really pushed him big time. So, I mean, so your match of the year is going to be TLC. Is that the one for Mania 14?
Mania 17, actually.
17. Yeah.
TLC
pretty awesome.
2.
Pretty awesome match.
The rematch from SummerSlam 2000, which was a damn good card as well. That wins it with 21,862 votes. Honestly, this may sound sacrilegious. I think it's the third best match at Mania 17 for me.
Over Benoit and Angle and Austin and Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your runner-ups?
First runner-up is Steve Austin versus Triple H with 19,879 votes. Second runner-up is The Rock versus Chris Jericho with 12,331 votes. Third runner-up is Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam with 8,092 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 19,377 included Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho from January 21st, Kurt Angle versus The Rock from February 25, Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon from April 1st, Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit, April 1st, Steve Austin versus The Rock, April 1st, Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit, May 20th.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. I was going to say April 1st again.
Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho versus Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys on May 22nd. I believe that was a televised TLC match, TLC 3. Steve Austin versus Chris Benoit, May 29th. What did you say was the date on your Benoit Austin match?
May 29th.
Okay, it's the same one. Keiji Muto versus Genichiro Tenryu from June 6th.
The one, the Observer, yeah.
Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle from June 24. Crazy.
Oh my God, when fucking Shane drops on his head, like Jesus Christ, Shane. And your dad still doesn't love you. Your dad still doesn't love you, bud. So you keep doing that, but he doesn't give a fuck about you.
Kurt Angle versus
Shane somehow watches and kills himself, but like fuck. That's the reason he's dead. Go ahead.
Kurt Angle versus Steve Austin, August 19, and Team WWF versus Team Alliance, November 18.
Alrighty. I'll go with TLC over that. Yeah, I'll take that over the Muda and Tenryu match. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Muda, to be honest. So, all right. So, last but not least of at least the first set of awards is going to be Pro Wrestler of the Year. Andrew, I'm going to guess Kurt Angle.
It's Steven Austin.
Steven Austin. Oh my goodness. I might be Angle. I'm surprised, but go ahead.
Yeah, Austin wins it with 25,548 votes. I think what puts it over the edge is that he came out on top of Mania 17.
Fair enough.
And if you're, you get your pen and paper and you got this magazine and you're thinking back who was the best wrestler in 2001, it's Austin. And also, his heel run gets shit on, rightfully so, because it was stupid to turn him heel in Texas.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to do it, don't do it there. But he kind of revitalized his in-ring career. Like, his matches with Benoit and Angle, he wasn't having those in 98, 99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was funny too as a heel. I'll admit, like, some of the shit was funny. Like, he wasn't bad. I don't think. I was going to say, was there's a bad place to turn him. You don't turn him in Texas, dude. They're not going to fucking boo the guy in Texas.
You know what that is? That's pure. The fans will do what we want them to do.
Yeah. Well,
and what they'll do is they'll say Bizarro crowd.
Yeah.
They'll get their little shots on. But what are you doing, man?
Yeah. It's like turning me heel in Sussex. No one would fucking do that. No, they'd riot if I turned heel in Sussex.
Just rent out Universal Studios, have the applause sign, and just have crowds that are just there for numbers if that's what you want.
I can't walk down the street in Sussex. I get torn apart. I know. It's crazy.
Kurt Angle is the first runner-up with 22,112 votes. Second runner-up is The Rock with 17,754 votes. Third runner-up is Rob Van Dam with 15,886 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 3,668 included Booker T, Chris Jericho, Kane, Mitsuharu Misawa, Keiji Muto, Rhino, and The Undertaker.
Oh, God. Okay. Guess what mine is?
Is it Muto?
Yes, it is. Pretty obvious one from 2001 because, they fucking love. And I'll give them that. Muda's really good that year. Steve Austin's number 2. Kurt Angle's number 3. Yuji Nagata is 4. Juan Akiyama is 5. The Rock is 6. Kawada is 7. Jericho is 8. 9 is a shoot fighter.
Which one?
Sakabura, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. He's a shoot fighter. And that's it. That's it for my guys. Let's see if I mention. I do not have all mentions. Okay, so for that one, I'll go with Mood on that one. I'll take Mood over Austin. Yeah. And we're gonna do some predictions. Are we? Go ahead.
Before the predictions, that means that on a score of 3-2, you have the Observer beating PWI. As far as who do you think got it right?
Well, PWI did because Muda had a killer year. You got to go with that. I seen some of Muda's own stuff. What's that?
You mean Wrestling Observer?
Yeah. But Muda had, but Austin had a good year too. But that's the way I look at it. Oh, okay, excuse me. All right, so predictions. Let's do it.
Okay, I've got some predictions for y'all. Not as many as they normally have this year. There's only 2 pages. So I'm going to pick 4 at random to read. Jeff Hardy will break out and Matt Hardy will fade out. Rob Van Dam will finally win a world title. Chris Jericho will become a main event mainstay. Shawn Michaels will return. Bill Goldberg will not. Also true.
Yeah.
Not. Ken Shamrock will return to feud with Kurt Angle. Stone Cold Steve Austin will lose much of his fan base. Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hare will become the top tag team in the business. Kai and Tai will win the WWF Tag Team title. I will end up being wrong about my last prediction. That was Ken Partridge Jr. from Birmingham, Alabama.
Man, they loved Palumbo and them boys back then. They were always like the next big thing. People thought that like crazy. Never came to a fruition. They never did much. But
O'Hare was the guy that I thought was going to be the guy. Like, I thought he was going to have the career that Batista had.
Yeah, well, it never happened.
No, it didn't. Abdullah the Butcher will try to curb his violent tendencies by attacking his opponents with a spoon. The WWF, WCW, and ECW will split into 3 separate promotions with different TV shows run by 3 different McMahons. Virtually all of the big-name stars will sign with the WWF, with the notable exception of Bill Goldberg, who will continue his paid vacation from Time Warner. The WWF will finally figure out how to run a light heavyweight/cruiserweight division.
No, they won't. No, that'll never happen.
By having New Japan Pro Wrestling book it. In the shocker of the year, The Rock will accidentally have his strudel and some pie when he signs a deal with Reese's for his pieces.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Chris Benoit will return with a personality.
He wasn't that bad.
Yes, he was. That man had no personality. I mean, we all should have seen it coming. He was a robot.
Crazy fucker he was.
Ken Shamrock will have Kurt Angle arrested for stealing his finishing move. That was William Wright III from Pearl City, Hawaii.
Right on, William.
And next up, we have Triple H will win the Royal Rumble and go on to beat Steve Austin for the WWF title at WrestleMania X8. Almost, yeah, it was Jericho. And also, have you ever called WrestleMania 18 WrestleMania X8?
No. I haven't called Mania 17 X7. I don't do that.
I call it that just to be funny, but I never even think of calling 18 X8. But that's even funnier because nobody thinks of that. But that's what they did, ladies and gentlemen. That's the WWE.
They're bad.
I hate how they're just like WrestleMania symbols now.
Yeah, they don't even do the number anymore, do they? Oh, they still say the number. I think they still say the number.
WrestleMania Star.
What's coming up now? Is it 38 or 39?
God, I don't know.
Anyway, keep going.
Rob Van Dam will win the WWF title from Triple H at SummerSlam. No way.
No, he's not putting that guy over.
Triple H ain't putting anybody over.
Yeah, he's daddy's girl. He's daddy's girl.
Chris Benoit will win the WWF World title. Will be WWF World Champion by year's end. Chris Jericho will win the WCW World title. He does, I think, even in 01. So,
yeah,
come on, buddy. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Scott Steiner will reform NWO Wolfpack in the WWF, which is stupid because Scott Steiner was never in the NWO Wolfpack.
He was in NWO like with Hogan, Nash, and Hall. Yeah.
And, Hall wasn't even in Wolfpack, if you think about it. I guess him, Six, and Nash initially were the NWO Wolfpack, but when they split into... Anyway. Francine will enter the WWF and challenge Stephanie McMahon Helmsley to a Queen of Extreme match. Edge will hold the WWF Intercontinental title for most of the year. X-Pac will still suck. Pepper Parks will retire from wrestling to become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. This was Tim Applegate from Dayton, Ohio. And last we go with the XWF will go the way of the XFL and become an X League. Yeah. It will be revealed that Stephanie McMahon is Ric Flair's daughter, and Vince McMahon and Stephanie will go on to have wrestling's first quasi-incest storyline.
Oh my! Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Vince offered it when Stephanie was first got pregnant, but Stephanie had to shoot it down because Vince is a crazy man.
That's creepy and weird. Like, fuck, I wouldn't want to see what kind of porn that man watches.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't get erect anymore. Rob Van Dam will inadvertently injure more wrestlers than Ahmed Johnson due to sloppy ring work. The Rock and Steve Austin will team with Jimmy Buffett to sing America the Beautiful at WrestleMania X8. Dennis Coralluzzo will rise from the grave and lead an army of darkness. Wait, didn't he already do that with an ECW invasion angle? Never mind. The Hardy Boys will break up. No one will care for Hardy versus Hardy matches. And Vince McMahon will go the whole year wondering why their matches aren't drawing. This guy,
Not a big Hardy's guy.
Well, just the lingo.
Yeah.
I'm not used to reading this in the PWI. Speaking of which, Edge will continue to suck as a single star, while Christian will be revealed to be Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, long lost son. Edge and Christian will go on to dominate the tag team rankings in the XWF, where old is new and no one gives a damn. Stephanie McMahon will pose for Playboy, quit the WWF, and change her name to Steph. She'll linger in obscurity until hooking up with the XWF, where her fame and fortune will actually take greater hits than when she was in obscurity. Taka Michinoku will be the WWF World Champion, proving once and for all that anything can happen in the WWF. Jim Duggan and Lance Storm will reunite as a highly popular tag team. Unfortunately, it'll be as the janitors at a Combat Zone wrestling show. While they won't actually wrestle, the bathrooms will be clean. Big Vito will return to Shipmates, this time hooking up with the fabulous Moolah. Their 3-day cruise will be interrupted by Jim Neidhart, who is still waiting his kiss from Moolah from the WWF's version of the Mania game circa 1985. This guy is doing some deep cuts here, and he's also, it seems like there was a South Park gag about Family Guy comedy, how they have a bunch of manatees in a water tank with all these balls, and they just push them over there, and that's how they assemble their jokes, just random things put together. And that's how I feel reading this. It feels like this guy's done old wrestling magazines. Okay, I'm going to reference this.
Oh, yeah. Well, most of these people are morons, but keep going.
Vince Russo will return to the WWF to much fanfare. Unfortunately, after his self-booked main event win over The Rock for the WWF title tanks, he'll be sent down to the Heartland Wrestling Association developmental territory. He'll eventually book himself a win over Maven for the HWA title. After failing to secure the services of Shawn Michaels for the WrestleMania main event, Vince McMahon will wrestle his own ass.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Rogers will manage the latest incarnation of the Fantastics, consisting of Val Venus and Mark Henry. Sid Vicious will return to the ring and re-enter the WWF. This will prove the theory that Vince McMahon will only bought WCW to obtain the horrifically gross footage of Sid breaking his leg. Vince will release it on DVD as part of the WWF's Bloopers, Bleeps, and Bungles collection. It will supplement Faces of Death 85, The New Generation, as the top teen movie rental of the year. Hank Abbott, Longview, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hanks, yeah.
Enjoy the veal and tip your waitress.
You know what's funny? You know, they said the Faces of, what is it? What do they call it again, that video? The
Faces of Death.
I seen that, eh? And I watched it with a couple of my pals, and we were smoking the marijuana cigarettes. And we were giggling and laughing, having a jolly old time, until the woman got hit by the fucking train, and then everyone just stopped. The whole room went silent. I'm like, yep, I can never unsee that. I can never fucking unsee that, ever.
I remember a friend of mine had a tape that was like footage you're not supposed to see, like banned TV footage. And it looks like it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be like people falling over and stuff. And then you get like 1 minute into it, and you see an elephant crush a guy's head.
Oh, like the guy that what was it? The guy committed suicide, that politician. Remember that?
Yep.
Blew his head off. Like, fuck that shit, man. I'm not into that at all. That's.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, well, you're a sick man. All right, let's jump into the secondary awards. Most outstanding wrestler, you can pick.
Is it Muto?
Kurt Angle. Nagato's second, Muta's third. Biggest box office draw, for fuck's sakes.
Is it Muto?
No, it's the fucking shooter again. Saka, I cannot pronounce that. Anyway, Austin's second, Brock, Keiji Fucking fuckers, man. Hold on, I have to get past Feud of the year. Best on interviews.
Is it Austin?
Steve Austin, Rock second. Most charismatic.
I'm going to say The Rock because Austin's been winning too many.
Yeah, it is The Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best technical wrestler.
Is it Benoit?
Minoru Tanaka. Benoit's the close second. The Bruiser Brody Memorial Awards.
Ooh. In 01. Did they give it to Austin?
It is Austin, yeah. Triple H is second.
What?
Benoit, yeah. Benoit.
No, Triple H is not that type of wrestler.
Oh, that's what they say. Promotion of the year. Fuck's sakes.
Is it WWF?
It's Pride, which isn't even a fucking wrestling promotion. Second is WWF. Third is New Japan Pro Wrestling. Best weekly television show.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You didn't vote any of them in. How the fuck is that the most popular?
Like, what show is Muto on again? The guy that's winning all these awards?
He's in All Japan. He's not
exactly.
Yeah.
And every year,
it's so fucking. It's just automatic. Just pick New Japan. I think like also you pick New Japan, or I'm gonna burn your subscription. SmackDown second, EMLL and Galavision is third, and Raw is fourth. Best television announcer.
Is it Ross?
Jim Ross. Paul Heyman second. Jim Cornette's third. Jerry Lawler's fourth, and Jerry Lawler should not be able to do that. Worst announcer.
Is it Michael Cole?
It's Michael Cole, number 2. Tony Schiavone.
Oh, fuck off, man.
He's a close
3 months. 3 months.
Second. Taz, Jonathan Coachman, Jerry Lawler. Best wrestler maneuver.
Is it the Shining Wizard?
Shining Wizard, yeah. And the Dragon Kid, Dragon Rana, and then Robin and 5-star Frog Splash. Worst wrestler.
Taker?
Big Show.
Oh, fuck.
Buff Bagwell second, Taker's third. Worst tag team.
Is it Brothers of Destruction?
Nope, they're second. It's Chronic. Chronic. Smoking that Chronic. You were smoking that Chronic earlier, man.
I still have a lot of it.
Giants, Singh and Silva, and Big Show and Billy Gunn. Worst television show.
Is it Raw?
WWF Access.
That's like a clip show.
Yeah,
isn't it?
That's I don't know. They voted it that. So AAA and Galavision was second. Sunday Night Heat was third. Nitro was fourth. Worst non-wrestling personality.
Is it Linda McMahon?
No, it's good old Stephanie.
Ooh.
Shane's second and Linda's third. The McMahons sweep that one. Worst match of the year.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
In what universe is Linda better than Shane?
How the fuck should I know? I don't know. Linda sucks too. They all suck.
Well,
okay.
Absolutely, but there's levels. And you can't say that at any point Linda was a good on-screen character. Like, she was death. Like, she was just... She made Jack Tunney seem like Dusty Rhodes.
Fair enough. I agree. Worst match of the year.
Honestly, nothing's really popping to mind. It's like obviously this one. Is it China against Ivory?
Taker and Kane against Chronic.
Right. Yeah.
Chosu Nagishi versus Akawa and Makayama. Booker T and Buff Bagwell. China and Ivory from Mania. China and Ivory from I think the Rumble. Jarrett, Sid, Steiner, and Animal. Holy fuck, that was bad. Taker and Kane against DDP and Canyon. Trish Stratus versus Lita. China versus Lita. Trish Stratus versus Stacey Keibler. Worst feud of the year.
Is it the Alliance versus WWF?
Yeah. Taker and DDP is second. Vince and Shane is third. Worst interviews.
Is it Taker?
Stephanie. Your girl Stephanie. Yeah. Jeff Hardy's second. Shane's third. Linda's fourth. Worst promotion.
Is it AAA?
WCW.
Oh, I guess.
XPW is second. AAA is third. Best booker.
Choshu?
Jim Cornette.
I think was it 99 the last year that PWI did Manager of the Year?
Yeah, I think so.
It's too bad because I'm sure Lou Albano would have gotten a vote. both in the same.
We'll get one fucking this year. He's been dead for like what, 15 years? They fucking weirdos, man. Some fuckers out there voting for Lou Albano. Paul Heyman second, Ultimo Dragon, Vince McMahon, promoter of the year.
Is it Vince McMahon?
Antonio Inoki, Vince is second. Shoot Fighter doesn't count. Shoot Master doesn't count. Best gimmick.
In 01. I don't know what they're considering a gimmick that's good in 01. I'm just going to say Angle.
Hurricane. Steve Austin, what? They regret that fucking shit, man. They regret that big time doing that fucking angle.
That was in 01?
Yeah. Commissioner Regal. And number 4, Steve Austin, Paranoid Heel. I don't remember him being a Paranoid Heel. But okay. Worst gimmick. I'll be interested if you pick this one.
Is it the Christopher Street Connection?
DDP Bob Patterson gimmick. I think it's when he's all happy and shit. Is that the one I'm thinking about? Yeah, okay. And the DDP Starter gimmick. And then Hurricanes 3. Like, he gets the fucking gimmick of the year. I think it's worst gimmick of the year. Fucking idiots. And last but not least, the most embarrassing pro wrestler of 2001.
Is it Big Show?
Buff Bagwell.
Oh, yeah.
Taker second, China's third, Big Show is fourth. And that, my friends, is the year in awards of 2001. And yeah. Oh, it was. I remember 2001 pretty. 02, I was more into it because I think we were living together in 02. Not as gay lovers. We had an apartment together. I had my own room and stuff. My room had no bed. I had no bed in my room back then.
See, I was way more into it in 01 than 02.
But you were, I remember us like TNA was that. We were watching that a bit, I think.
I just remember like going to the bar to watch No Way Out, Mania 17. Actually, Rumble, No Way Out, Mania. And also being excited prematurely for Invasion that I didn't have in 02. Like, yeah, they killed it. They killed my interest pretty quickly. But then by the time they did the draft and there was different things, I was gone.
We were still watching then too. We got to the point. I remember going to your place, drinking the alcoholic beverages and going to karaoke, and watching SmackDown beforehand.
Maybe I just look at it like, did I spend money on the product? Like, did I take? Like, did I? Because I don't live in Vancouver at this time. I'm in St. John, which is the second worst time zone in the continent.
Yeah. Right before Newfoundland.
Yeah, Newfoundland's the worst, but right on its heels is Atlantic time, which is just an hour later. So you're pretty much fucking up your next day in order to watch this wrestling event is going to be worth it. And that's the thing. Like, here, it could be like a C show. And it's like, oh, what difference?
Oh, it's like, I remember being there. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, in 01, I just remember doing that a lot more than 02. I don't think I got back into watching pay-per-views until 04.
I remember being out there watching football and be like, the 10 a.m. thing fucked me up. But the Monday night game or the Sunday night game would be over by like 8:30. Like, I got the whole night. But I'll tell you a funny story with that because I'm a Kansas City Chiefs guy. And they were playing Washington on Monday Night Football. And I was working. I told my boss, I'm like, I think I lied and said I had the shits. I had to go home because I wanted to go home and watch the game. I was like, I can't have this. But anyway. So as people get noticed, and I'll kind of bring this up, like by the time this is uploaded, it's gonna be a long time past what's been going on with the copyright situation. We can't really do themes anymore because we're getting dinged. It sucks. I want to do commercials. We are eventually going to, once we get our subscribers, we're going to do some Patreon stuff where, and on our Facebook group, we're posting stuff on there. But subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff because we need to get you guys rolling here. We're spending money just uploading. I mean, we're paying for this service, right? He's not even paying attention.
Well, because we're not just yet done. And I could just sense that you're wrapping it up. The whole, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got to share with us?
I have one other thing. 2002 should be their year. There's five wrestlers. I would like your 5 guesses.
Chuck Palumbo, Sean O'Hara, the Dragon Kids. I can't think of 2 more. Buff Bagwell, Booker T.
Okay. So we've got Brock Lesnar, who you should have fucking guessed.
Yeah.
Rico Constantino.
Prototype.
Victoria. Nope. Kevin Northcutt and Low Key.
Yeah. Low Key had a good year in 2002.
Yeah. And
Lesnar was okay. He had an okay year. Yeah. Sarcasm.
I have a question for you because I have my answer. I'm curious what yours is.
Yeah.
And this is just on the cuff. No preparation.
Yeah, thanks.
And so here you go. What would you say was your match of the year for 2001, and who would you say was your wrestler of the year in 2001?
It so blends together. It's hard. I'll go with the TLC from Mania.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't really care for Angle Benoit. I liked Angle Benoit, but I was way too hyped for it. It didn't live up to what I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And probably Angle. Yeah. Be the guy of the year. Wrestler of the year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For me, I have like 2 answers. I have one at the time, and I have one in retrospect after seeing the footage after the fact. And my initial match of the year, if you would have asked me at the end of 2001, I would have said Benoit against Jericho from the Rumble that year in the ladder match. I thought it was a really good match. In retrospect, after having seen more footage, I really like American Dragon versus Low Key with Ricky Steamboat as a special referee. It's an ECWA show.
Yeah.
Kind of the predecessor to Ring of Honor, which is really with their Super 8 tournaments.
Yeah.
The whole idea of indie dream matches. That's what Ring of Honor was initially. And I thought they did awesome. I think to this day, it's still my favorite Bryan Danielson match until I see something that I prefer. I really thought that they meshed well. And Low Key moves so cool. He moves like a video game character that's just when you put your controller down.
Yeah.
And my wrestler of the year in 01, I'm going to say Muto. I think he
had a
really good year.
I figured you'd go this route.
Phineas Godwin, actually.
Yeah.
I don't call him Midian. I'm old school.
Yeah. All right. So that was that. So everyone subscribe, like, enjoy. We'll be back soon enough with another episode of Newsstand versus Newsletter.
Beautiful plaque. Okay, the first one is Billy Jack. Billy Jack was voted by all you fans all over the world as the most improved wrestler of the year. And I'd like to give him the plaque right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the man who received over 12,000 votes. 12,000 votes as the most popular wrestler of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the plaque, and now here's the man who won it by your choice, the former World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.